Hello, welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Station. Here comes the latest updates. On July the 14th, the 20th conference of the 10th Đồng Nai Provincial Party Executive Committee took place at the hall of the Provincial Party Committee. Mr. Hồ Thanh Sơn, standing Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, attended and delivered a speech at the conference. The report on the results of implementing the Provincial Party Committee's Resolution 14 shows that despite the difficulties caused by the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, Đồng Nai province had achieved many positive results in the first 6 months of this year. In particular, the cross-regional domestic product (GRDP) in the province increased by 5.8%, and the budget's revenue reached 49% of the estimate, up 4% over the same period. The situation of political security, basic social order and safety was maintained. The preparation and conduct of the party congress at all levels were carefully and closely prepared to ensure the spirit of the 35th Directive of the Policy Bureau and the Plan 290 of the Provincial Standing Committee. From now to the end of 2020, Đồng Nai Party Committee determined to continue leading and directing branches to implement solutions to remove difficulties and create the most favorable conditions for enterprises affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, to restore and develop production and business. Along with that, promoting disbursement of public investment capital, concentrating resources to implement the compensation and resettlement of key projects. In conclusion of the conference, Deputy Secretary Hồ Thanh Sơn suggested that leaders of sector localities and leaders of provincial party committees should urgently specify the direction with specific measures and solutions close to the practical situation, and at the same time promote positive, proactive, and creative spirit in leadership and administration to successfully fulfill the task in the remaining 6-month working program of 2020. According to the market research firm Nielsen, up to 76% of Vietnamese people prefer to use domestic goods. According to market research firm Nielsen, during the recent pandemic, consumers have prioritized Vietnamese products because they know the origins and desire to support Vietnamese businesses. The survey results show that 17% of Vietnamese only buy domestic goods and 59% choose to buy domestically. These percentages in Vietnam are higher than the global averages, which are 11% and 54% respectively. Opportunities are opening up for local businesses as locally sourced products have an advantage over less familiar products. As in a Korean supermarket system in Vietnam, local product areas are prioritized for eye-catching locations, and they are also cooperating with Vietnamese businesses to bring in domestic products to meet the emerging consumer habits of people. Domestic enterprises are having a big advantage at home when consumers have a priority for domestic products. But will domestic businesses retain consumer or leave things back like they were before? On July the 14th, France celebrated the Independence Days with a simplified parade in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. Immediately after that, President Emmanuel Macron had an interview mentioning many topical issues of France, including anti-COVID-19 measures in the near future. In the interview, Mr. Macron defended the decisions related to the establishment of the new government. Another important content that he mentioned is the measures that will be applied in the coming term to fight against COVID-19. To prevent the second wave of virus from appearing, the French president asked people to raise their guard. He said, France is showing signs that the virus is returning, but for this situation, it is necessary to prevent and repair. The best way to prevent it is to prevent viruses, keep a distance, wear a mask, and use dry hand sanitizer. It is expected that wearing masks in public places such as museums, hospitals, post offices, libraries, and banks will become mandatory in France from August the 1st. The U.S. government on July the 14th revoked a newly issued regulation requiring international students to leave the United States if their university switch to 100% online. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency announced on July the 6th that foreign students would have to leave the U.S. or face the possibility of deportation if their universities switch to online learning during the fall semester. This decision has spurred universities as well as many international students to adjust their teaching and learning plan in the context of a complicated COVID-19 pandemic in the United States. The U.S. government has revoked the decision after 17 states and many universities in the U.S., including several prestigious schools such as Harvard and Massachusetts Institute of Technology, filed lawsuits against the government. That's the end of the news for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.